brought this up. So this happened maybe like 1 or 2 classes ago. Not to like really call people out, but Kennedy and Darian had an exchange, and I think Kennedy said something to the effect of like you're like born this way, and Darian's like you aren't born gay or whatever. So how does that work?
Yes, she said you don't come out gay. She said you're not last week. Yes, last week.
So yeah, she was talking about people.
Yes, you're right.
So all right, so if I was born heterosexual.
How do you know?
Because I've only been attracted to women.
For how long? How old were you when you thought like, you know what, she is really pretty? How old were you when you started realizing you're attracted to someone of opposite sex? Right. Right. So like, chiming in, I'm hearing like, 4, 5, 6 coming from amongst you guys. So if you were 4, 5, 6 years old, who was this person? Someone of same sex, opposite sex, and how do you know you actually have feelings for them? And this goes back to that question is, if you knew at 4 or 5 years old that you like someone of opposite sex, why is it any different than someone who's gay?
No, I'm not saying.
No, not you. I'm just the question is out there.
No, I'm really asking how this happened, because again, that exchange kind of threw me off, because there was like, you don't come out gay, so what is it?
I think it was the wording that.
That's not how I think
that's what it was.
And you meant you so
how again, the question is not me giving an answer, it's how were you born straight?
I'm sorry, so I think you misinterpreted.
So hold on. You can't ask a question if you don't put it in context. So you have to put it in context of the conversation that took place in the classroom, and then ask the question.
Right,
I think that's the fair.
To give you a little background, Kenny was upset because I guess tampons now are more.
They took off the female insignia. Yeah.
So they had a whole exchange this whatever, and Kenny was like, so they came out gay or something like that, and Darren was like, you don't come out gay. So I'm asking.
The womb gay.
Huh?
You mean coming out of the womb?
Yeah, like you're born gay. That's
and I hear your question, and I'm giving you back a question. How were you born straight?
I only like girls.
This is not a question for you specifically, but do you who understands why I'm asking this question?
The two people involved just like squash the beach.
No, it's not.
Come on.
Okay, so all right, okay, so who understands why I'm phrasing the question that way? Yes.
There's this whole nature nurture thing going on now. There's also what are you gonna constitute your sexual orientation, your gender, all of things? Is it a trait? Is it something that can develop? Is it something that you already were born with and now you're just figuring it out? Some people have experiences that bring out some tendencies. I don't know. So there's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
So it's how you approach what actually your sex, your gender, sexual orientation, what that is, and how you want to define that on its own. And then we can talk about I was born this way, or I was born in no way, and then some people impacted my life, and I grew attracted to them. Or some people are just hot.
Yeah. So, but I think those are great theories that have out there to figure out exactly what's going on. But I think if we're going to sit there and talk about, someone being born gay or these things that made them into who they are, then that should also be paired with heterosexualism, being heterosexual. Why is being gay any different than being heterosexual? And that's why I'm asking that question. It's like you're saying, well, I always like women, so how do we know they don't always like men?
Yeah, but I want to kind of jump to his defense a little bit.
Well, not jump down his throat or anything.
I do, because I think that he's trying to understand the whole argument surrounding the population. And I think he's trying to kind of work it through so he can find a little bit of resolution as to how can I understand this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's from purely understanding point of view.
No, it really is.
No, and I get that. I think maybe my way of questioning is a little bit different. And my thing is just if it sounds like you're agreeing with her. It's like, how do we develop our sexual or orientation or gender identity? Is it who we are born with in general, regardless of being a member of the LGBTQ or being straight, or is it our experiences that dictating who we are? And that's a great. There are a lot of different theories out there. I can't give you a direct answer, but if you are on the frame of thinking that, well, how they're too young to know that they're gay. Well, if you are 4 years old knowing that you're straight, why isn't he different than them? Yes.
I don't think there's a way to prove to know if you're born away or not either. So I don't know when I was born. I know what I like right now. Some interactions. Some interactions that I look back on, I'm like, oh, shit, okay, that makes sense now.
Right.
But is that a coming of age or a coming out? Or interactions that maybe I'm 40. Interactions that shaped me. And if I didn't have certain interactions, I'd be with a dude.
Yeah. So, and then these are all thoughts that you guys should be thinking about when it comes down to your own practice. Being competent working population is figuring out your own thoughts about it, your own theories about it, doing the research. There are, I'm sure, there's features out there that provide some like medical, biological stuff to it, but this is for you guys to really think about this on your own. I can't give you a clear-cut answer, but like, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, doesn't the community say that they were born that way? So how do you go against that then? You can't say, well, like, I think that's the thing. She said you come out gay, and then there was some pushback to that, but the community said it themselves that they were born that way. So I think the question is, why was there pushback if the community is saying that, and then someone, I don't know if she was agree or not, said it, and then there was a negative reaction to it.
Right. And you should questions next time and she'll give it to me.
No, I'm terrible.
It's all right. No, and I get that, but I guess again the deeper thing is questioning. Cuckoo. Hello. Hi. Good night. Hello. And I think part of that is just having those questions yourself. It's really thinking about that. If you have this wonder of, well, they're not born this way, then what are your own biases? What are your own thoughts? How are you feeling about this? And while I subscribe to the idea that you are born who you are, but if you don't agree with that, then why don't you agree with that? What questions are you asking yourself? What research are you doing to dig deeply and to figure these things out? And it's like, we should be more self-reflective instead of saying, well, this is what they said, so this is fine. How do you know that this is true? Right. How do you know that you subscribe to this? What are your own implicit biases and internalizations of this? Yes.
I was just going to add to, I feel like society kind of plays a big role in that, just because, like, as a little girl, you'll typically see her dressed in pink. She'll have a Barbie doll that has the Ken doll that's the husband, and that's just kind of like what we know. And then maybe it's confusing to some people because they don't, that's how they were almost like trained to think. And then once they realize that, sometimes men are attracted to men and vice versa, like that, that's when they kind of start to realize, I guess. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I feel like society, like, just what we watch on TV, when we view our parents, like, just all of that kind of, I think, plays a big role in young people and how they view that kind of things.
I get that. And I think, but that also kind of leads into like the gay agenda a little bit. But I mean, there's an interesting story, and I know I'm kind of going over a little bit. I don't remember the guy's name, but a long time ago, he had a twin. He was born with his brother, and when they did circumcision, they accidentally like burned off too much of his penis. So they